Believable, my lovely, wonderful people. Yes, some Wike under fire after investigations were carried out in FCT with regards to schools pupils are attending government schools, and what they find out was absurd. Students were practically learning under trees, meaning if it rains, they don't go to school. And those trees, if they are not careful, if they are weak branches, they can fall on them. All kinds of hazard and what have you is what is going on with Yeson, where Yeson Wike is currently heading as the FCT minister. And a lot of persons are wondering, Wike, why not focus your energy and your attention in this area rather than rather than trying to go after, what have you, going after Fubara, trying to, make Fubara your next point of call when there are real issues that you should be dealing with. You see, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Let's get all the details. FCT administration under Yesom Wike has been under serious scrutiny, with Abuja, 2 classes in Abuja school to cover up for pupils learning under tree. Everyone wondering what exactly is going on. Why are children learning under tree? Sahara Reporters has reported on Monday that approximately 92 elementary school students were captured on camera learning under a tree due to lack of facilities to accommodate them for learning. This has become a serious issue. The Federal Capital Territory Administration under Nyesom Wike's government has been under scrutiny, with Nigerians asking what Wike is doing about this very concerning issue. About 92 pupils were seen learning under a tree because of no facilities. This was revealed in a post uploaded on X by Monday, and those who were monitoring the issue reveal how students were struggling to learn under the tree due to lack of classroom and no proper learning facilities. This is not how children should be learning. It is the most crude and ridiculous way in a nation like Nigeria. Those who are monitoring it wrote that this is the current state of LEA Primary School, Eso Dagbo, Dabi World, Area Council, FCT Abuja, where over 92 people were learning under a tree. We are calling on the responsible stakeholders to do the needful and give them a classroom, a chair, and a table. The source familiar with the incident told Sahara Reporters that the Education Secretary of the local government council arrived at the school on Tuesday morning and asked the teachers to combine the classes to cover up for lack of infrastructure in the school, regardless of whether this would result in overcrowding. He said earlier in the morning, the education secretary of the local government came to the school. When he came, he could not do anything. So to solve the problem, he just started shouting at the teachers on why they would do such a kind of thing, and that primary 2 people should go and join primary 1 people and primary 3, and they were all joined together and learning under the tree because they had no classroom. This is what is happening. He's now joining classrooms, primary 1, primary 2 together. This is what is going on. Nyesom Wike has been called upon to look into this issue and to provide a solution. So children went to school, but they could not learn effectively to get, a clear mindset to be able to read and write. They mixed all they mixed primary 1, 2, 3 together because there were no facilities, and the teacher has to be responsible to be able to manage approximately 92 plus students. Okay, so this is part of what is going on in our country, and the real issues are not being dealt with. We see other issues coming up and cropping up, in all of this. God help us. So these are some of the issues that are currently we are faced with in this nation. Nyesom Wike has been called upon to look into all of these things that are happening so that the students can have, proper classroom to be able to sit down, and learn rather than hanging around a tree. It is not, it is one of the, even for adults, it is not convenient. Adults that already have their education and are just, getting an information is not the most convenient places. How much more for children to sit down and to get an education? What do you think they are going to learn? Yet these are the leaders of tomorrow. And then you wake up to say there is insecurity when they are not properly taught, when primary and secondary education is not free, and yet things are done anyhow. This is not what happens in a nation where, people are trying to get by. This is not what happens. Every one of us must understand that if Nigeria is to move forward, if we're going to get the best out of all that is happening, every single individual will have to, look at things more carefully, okay, and be able to speak out. What is going on with these children is not acceptable in any way, form, or kind. Nobody should be allowed, okay, to allow their children to learn in such an environment, in such an atmosphere that they could hardly focus or concentrate. So what has gone on, what is going on in FCT? Yes, on Wike, you need to quickly answer to it. We know that you said you released 30 billion recently. Have construction started? Is this school part of the benefactors of this very 30 billion you've released recently for infrastructures for FCT? Because these are primary 2, 3, and 4 students being combined together learning, when we know that everyone should have a different curriculum. What primary 2 has learned, maybe a beginner for them, but primary 3 should be advancing in that same course. Primary 4 should have gone much further. Bringing them together, what is the yardstick for learning? So these are things we are faced with. These are situations that we are faced with, and every single person needs to really understand it, that is no longer business as usual. And we need to be very sure what's going on and what's happening so that thorough truth can be, matters can be looked into all of this, and we can truly, sincerely ascertain what's going on. So Nigerians, it is what it is. If there is any time everybody should arise and ensure that the right thing is done, it is now more than ever before. Don't forget that you have a voice, and we all have a responsibility to speak out to end every form of abnormality so that Nigeria can become a better place for every one of us. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Like us, share, subscribe. God bless. Bye for now.